Hello everyone, welcome back to InfoScience. So today in this video we shall discuss about the chemical reactions and equations. So let's learn about it. So in our surrounding we see different physical changes and also we see different chemical changes. So here you could see in the picture, here there are some examples of different physical change, and in this picture you could see different examples of some chemical change. So in the physical change there is no involvement of any reaction. So you see in the breaking of glass, is there any reaction? No. Or in the mixing of candles? No, there is no any reaction. But in the chemical change, you see in case of digestion or photosynthesis, there is involvement of some reactions, chemical reactions. Now let us know what are the changes that happened in the chemical reaction. So in a chemical reaction there is the evolution of gas, formation of precipitate, then change in color, change in temperature, and also change in state. So in the change in temperature, it can be high temperature also, or it can be low temperature. Then in change in state, it can be changed from solid to liquid or liquid to gas. Then in change in color, there may be different color changes. It can be from the chemical may change into violet color, pink color, different color changes it can occur. And in the evolution of gas, different gases may evolve, that is the oxygen, hydrogen. So there can be different evolution of gas. So these are the various changes that happened in the chemical reaction. Now let us know what exactly is chemical reaction. So chemical reaction is what? It is the process of interaction of chemicals to form the new chemicals. Means in this process new substances with new properties are formed. So here in a chemical reactions there are two parts. So the substances which take part in the chemical reaction, so these are known as the reactants, and the substances that are produced as a result of the chemical reactions, these are known as the product. So you see here in this picture, this is a chemical equation. So chemical equation, it is what? It is a symbolic representation that involves the use of formulas and symbol. So this chemical equation, this is a reaction, it is a chemical reaction. You see, when the hydrogen it react with oxygen, it form water. So here you see the hydrogen and oxygen, this is the reactant part, and the water which is formed, this is the product. So as you see in this reaction, there is the atoms of one element, they don't change into those of another element. There is only rearrangement of atom, it takes place. And in this equation you see there is equal numbers of atoms on both the sides. So that's why this equation, it is known as the balanced chemical reaction. So balanced chemical reaction means what? A chemical equation having an equal number of atoms on both sides of the reaction, and that is known as the balanced chemical reactions. Now let us know about the different types of chemical reactions. So there are various types of chemical reactions. So the first is the combination reaction. So in combination reaction, there are two or more substances, it combine to form a single substance. So you see here the carbon, it react with the oxygen, and what it is from? Carbon dioxide, means a single here you see two substances are combined, and what it is from one substance, that is the carbon dioxide. The next example you see calcium oxide, CaO. It react with water and it form the calcium hydroxide. So the first one is an example of the element and the second one is the example of the compound. So in the combination reaction, here two or more substances, they combine and it formed a single substance. Next is the decomposition reaction. So in decomposition reaction, what happened? In this reaction, only a single compound breaks down to produce two or more similar substances. So you could see here in the example, here CO, it breaks down to form the carbon and oxygen. Then you see here the compound part, you see the calcium hydroxide, it breaks down and it forms what? Calcium oxide and water. So means one single compound, it breaks down to produce two or more simpler substances. So that is known as the decomposition reaction. Next is the displacement reaction. So displacement reactions means what? The reaction in which more reactive element displaces a less reactive element for its compound. So here you see the zinc, it react with copper sulfate, and what is formed? Copper and zinc sulfate is formed. So the zinc, it is more reactive than copper sulfate, so zinc will displaces the copper sulfate, and what is formed? Copper and zinc sulfate is formed. Means in displacement reaction, the more reactive element, it will displace the less reactive element for its compounds. Next is the double displacement reaction. So in double displacement reaction, you see here two compounds, it react by an exchange of ions to form two new compounds. So here you see silver nitrate, it react with sodium chloride, what is from? Silver chloride plus sodium nitrate. So here it what happened? There is mutual exchange of ions takes place. So we can say that in double displacement reaction, there is the mutual exchange of ions. Means, or we can say that two compounds, it react by an exchange of ions to form two new compounds. Now you see there is also different types of reaction in case of energy flow. That means there are two types in the energy flow. Two reactions are there, that is the one is the endothermic reaction and another one is the exothermic reaction. So in endothermic reaction means what? Here energy is supplied, okay, but in exothermic reaction the energy is evolved. So you can, in endothermic, you can take the example of the photosynthesis. So in photosynthesis, sunlight, so sunlight, it is the energy, it is supplied in the reaction. But exothermic means what? There is evolution or energy is evolved. So in respiration, you see, we can take the example of respiration. In respiration, energy is evolved.